Hello lovely students, welcome back to my YouTube channel Ghalib's English School. In today's video, I'm going to talk about Trinity College GESE Grade 3 A2 exam. What is this exam and who is it for? I'm going to make it simple for you to understand the whole procedure and pass it in the first attempt. So before I start, I would like you to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon down below for all the updates. Let's straight jump into that. Today we're going to be looking at the Trinity College GESE A2 test of English. What is this test and who is this test for? I'm going to break it down and make it simple for you. It is a 5 to 7 minute speaking and listening test, and you can take it at an approved Trinity CELT center. So what does this test do? This test is used to evidence your English language proficiency level when you apply for family partner, spouse or family parent visa extension. These are most important questions you should answer in full sentences. Examiner would start your test with the introduction and greetings. For example, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the time of your test is, according to that. Examiner would say, my name is this and I'm your assessor, I'm your examiner. What is your name? So remember, you need to use sentences, complete sentence. My name is this. When is your birthday? My birthday is on 15 July. What is your date of birth? My date of birth is 15 July 1995. What date is today? So think about that day when you are doing your test. You can say today is 15 February, today is 25th March, something like that. Then examiner would move on to next sort of question related to festivals. For example, when is Christmas Day? It is on 25th of December. When is Boxing Day? It is on 26th of December. What about New Year's Eve? New Year's Eve is on 31st of December. Sometimes they may ask you about when is Christmas Eve, so you can talk about 24th of December evening. They may ask you about days. What day is today? For example, today is Tuesday. What day was yesterday? Yesterday was Monday. What about tomorrow? Tomorrow is Wednesday. Then examiner would move on to the next part. So in this part, examiner would show you a photo and ask you to identify or tell him or her about where someone or something or a building is. So basically, this part deals with the use of preposition of place. What is preposition of place? Basically, prepositions tell us in English where something, where someone, or where some place is. For example, above, behind, next to, on, in, out, over, between, opposite. So these are different prepositions of place. So let's talk about some of the shops in the picture on the next slide. Let's have a look. If you look at the screen, there is a church road, and behind that there is a high street. On the high street, we have so many different businesses. For example, there is a bank, there is a post office, there is a police station, there are a block of flats, there is a hospital in the corner. And if you look at the church road, starting from the left, there is a church, then there is a plaza, then there are some residences like residential homes, and then there is a beautiful school on the right hand side corner. So examiner would show you picture similar to this or something like that and ask you to identify where any particular building is. So in this part, you would be using preposition of place to identify that. So if you look at the screen now, I'm going to ask you a question. Where is the bank? So if you look at the picture, you can see there is a bank on the high street. Now, how are you going to tell that where is the bank? You cannot say the bank is on the high street. You need to identify it in a different way so we can exactly pinpoint it or spot it that where is the bank. So you can say, using preposition of place, you can say the bank is next to the post office. Then in the next question, if I ask you, Where is the police station? So if you look at the high street, you can see where is the police station building. So you can say the police station is between the post office and the block of flats. If I ask you, where is the hospital? So you can see on the high street, on the right hand side corner, there is a hospital. So you can see the hospital is behind the school building. Why are we saying behind the school building? Because if you look at the picture, these two roads, High Street and Church Road, they run parallel. So we can talk about that behind or in front of or opposite. So that's why I used this word. If I ask you, where is the block of flats? So you can say the block of flats is next to the police station on High Street. Remember, this is sample material only for practice. So do not expect exactly the same questions in your exam. Now I'm going to ask you a slightly different question. So I may ask you some question about the Church Road buildings. So if you look at the picture and tell me, where is the church? So you can say the church is next to the plaza. And where is the plaza? You can say plaza is next to the church, or you can identify it slightly differently. You can say the plaza is between the church and the houses. And where is it based? It is based or located on Church Road. If I ask you, where is the school? You can say the school is opposite the houses on the Church Road. And where is the post office? If you look at that, post office is based on High Street, and you can say it is behind the plaza on High Street. So why I'm using behind? Because you are looking at the screen and you can clearly see that there is a post office behind plaza. Or you can say the post office is between the bank and the police station on High Street. So guys, this is how you're going to be using preposition of place to tell the examiner that where something or someone is. Now, what is the criteria to pass this test? I'm going to tell you here. If you look at the screen now, there's a question, how are you assessed? How they give you a pass grade or a fail grade? So your performance is assessed on 4 levels. A is for distinction. This shows excellent performance, means you have answered all the questions correctly. B is merit. This shows good performance. It means you can perform well. C is also pass, and this shows satisfactory performance. It means that up to a standard you can communicate. It means you are in pass category. But if you score D, that is fail, unfortunately. It means that your performance is unsatisfactory. You are unable to answer the questions correctly. So to pass the test, you should be able to communicate with the examiner at a basic level. For example, you should be able to exchange greetings. Greetings means hello, hi, good morning, good afternoon, how are you, I'm fine, what about you? And understanding of simple instruction, if the examiner gives you some instruction, so you should be able to respond to that. You should be able to give short answers to simple questions. For example, when examiner asks you, what is your name? You shouldn't say Ali. You should say, my name is Ali, or my name is Ajay, or my name is Jenny, or my name is Halima. Full sentences. So this is how you can pass your GSE A2 Grade 3 test of English. Good luck. So guys, this was all about Trinity College GSE Grade 3 A2 exam. If you have any question, please drop them in the comment section below and I would get back to you. Look after yourself and this channel. Thanks for watching.